Phil Spencer has delivered a lot of interesting news over his time as head of Xbox. This might be some of the more interesting news, and it certainly is some of the biggest news of his career, to the point that Xbox fans should be very happy and very excited where the future of Xbox is going, even if you're not a fan of some particular aspects of it. Looking at what Phil Spencer has accomplished so far, he's actually managed to pretty much save the Xbox division and get gamers more studios for the platform and things like that. So we're going to be seeing more games down the line, and hopefully this video enlightens you guys a little bit, according to a recent interview, just how interesting and how big Phil Spencer is to the Xbox brand. What's up, everybody? I'm Crapgamer, and this is Crapgamer Reviews, and this is another video from me. If you enjoy it, please like, share, subscribe, and possibly hit that bell so you're notified of all the content as soon as it drops. I would really appreciate it. Thank you guys so much for the love and support. So recently Phil Spencer was doing an interview, and he was talking about his hands-off approach with his new developers and with his old developers as well. And this is something that is a bit of a change, because Microsoft was always sort of a IP factory in that certain studios had to crank out a game in a certain amount of time, and you had to put in a crunch, and you had to do these different types of things. And now, thanks to this recent interview, among other interviews with their developers, we see that for the first time ever in the history of Xbox, that Microsoft is allowing their studios to cultivate their games, to grow their games, to take their time making their games and coming out with these games. And this is going to benefit us, the gamers, much more in the long run. The big problem that Xbox has had this generation, and I would say even to an extent last generation, is they rushed games out. They didn't give games time to fully develop and to fully materialize. What do I mean by that? Well, look at Sea of Thieves, right? Look at even Crackdown 3. Had plenty of time, but still probably could have been better. State of Decay 2, same case. You look at Forza Motorsport 7, same case. They were on that strict every other year time frame. And now, for the first time, Turn 10 isn't going to have their game out after the second year. So they get extra year to work on their game. Even Halo, right? Halo was a 3-year cycle, and they're going to turn that into likely a 5-year cycle to avoid any kind of crunch or rushing the game out that's not ready, and it's going to be a better quality product for us. Yes, waiting longer does actually suck, because you want these games, but at the end of the day, if Microsoft wants Game Pass to be taken seriously, if Microsoft wants Game Pass to be looked at as something amazing, then they're going to have to put these amazing games out that are actually good, right? Because if we look at the games that we've seen come out so far, they're not exactly great. And I think that we have to up the ante if we're Microsoft and get these games out, but they can't be rushed and they can't be bad games. They have to be really, really good games. And I think that this is the first start of that actually happening. So good on Phil for doing that. We've seen people from these other studios that Microsoft has. They're very, very upfront and honest, saying they're allowed to do what they want. They can take their time. They don't have to rush their games out. There's not a ton of deadlines. I'm sure they're taking selfies and nap times and all this kind of stuff. So everything looks like it's going to be A-okay for these developers, and they're going to be getting their games out. And they're not going to be rushed. So you don't have to worry about, them just trying to rush to get games out just for the sake of getting games out for Game Pass. That was my initial worry as well, with so many mediocre games taken out there at first, and now we see that it's quite the opposite, that Microsoft is in fact allowing developers to sort of take their time, and I found this to be probably one of his most interesting and biggest announcements that he's ever made. So let me know what you guys think. Please sound off, rate, comment, subscribe. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. Have a great weekend. Rack 'em up. Crapgamer out.